That was the Avamark number from the upper right-hand corner of Avamark, right?
Yes.
Yes. And then the pet's name, and then the pet's name and the client's last name.
We'll click the study. And now this is where the doctor will look at the images. So if you'd like, I'll just go across with all the tools one at a time and we'll go through them.
Yeah.
Should we wait for it?
Is it beneficial to have an X-ray for this? I mean, do you want me to X-ray?
Oh, yeah, would be actually.
I can
yeah.
X-ray my own.
Okay, yeah.
In like
Yeah, let's
2
do an
seconds.
X-ray. Okay. Black, and then this is where you're going to pick your
Okay.
views you're going to do. Just go to others.
So that's what I was looking for. Nothing really happened. It kind of
Right.
jumped
locked
a
it
little
in.
bit.
When you
Okay.
clicked register.
All right. So that's what it has to do.
And it highlights the down, this part. This part, if you don't hit that, then
You can't. Okay.
It won't let you
That's
pick it.
grayed out.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
And then if he had already been in here, if Fuzzy had already been in
It
here, he
would've-
wouldn't have to register him?
As soon as he
or-
would have typed into 827 fuzzy and clicked down to the next field, this would have all populated on its own.
So we can try that
Would-
after we're done this. Just do that again with a new one, and it'll show you what it's going to do.
All right. So that's what I want. Should I do 2, just cause, or
It's up to you.
I'll just do that? That's fine. But if I wanted to do 2,
Yeah, you can pick as many as you want.
just pick it. Just pick them all right here,
Mhm.
and then, all right, we'll just do 1. That's fine. I get it.
Then you go to start.
Start study.
So you can do this all beforehand, before you even get
Now
the
you're
animal.
ready to go.
You ready to go?
You hear that thump?
I heard
Yep,
it.
thump and the green
And the
arrow
green
came
light
on.
went on.
So it's waiting for that view right now.
Okay, so you set that up, then
Get your
Fuzzy.
animal.
Wait for the small plate.
Yes.
Actions up and in and to the right.
That's much better. You didn't put the machine through the wall this time.
They pushed
You
it
just get the
back.
feel for it, and it'll
Yeah.
come back, you know, how hard you have to push it.
this is better if you do it like that.
I find it easier by putting your fingers underneath of it, and, oh, I'm sorry, and slide it in.
Yeah.
He's beating me up with his clipboard stuff.
Yeah, hitting right in the point, too. You felt that one.
So like I was saying, this is a raw image here, so
Right.
it's not very much contrast. This is
Right.
kind of
Everything.
a washed out version.
Fuzzy, look
Yeah,
at
do
your
not
heart. Oh
do
my
not panic,
God.
Tom, because watch is gonna.
You are fuzzy.
Panic.
So we're going to go out to the image viewer here. Oops. Oh, there we go. I can get it in.
Now, what did you do to do that? Oh, you
Image gradation.
changed.
Yeah, I went to gradation here. I'm going to start with
Gradient.
these tools anyway, so I just went to the first one.
Oh,
Right here.
That
Right.
was an abdomen or a thorax?
That was thorax.
So you're in there on the S value. Thorax 2 to 600. We'll work with it once we get to that point. I just want to go down through all the tools here. This one is the first one I used, change gradation, and that's a left click and drag.
Okay.
Up and down is brightness, side to side is contrast.
Up and down is brightness, side to side is contrast.
And that's not really anything you have to put in your memory bank. You just go like this and all around until you get it the way you want it. So,
That's pretty good right there.
yeah. Next one, magnification. So you can blow it up. And again, everything I'm doing here is holding down the left mouse button.
Fuzzy, look at your heart.
This magnifier is actually like a magnifying glass.
Mm-hmm.
Panning, you're going to use whenever you get something blown up and you know what you want to see when off the screen. Again, holding down my left mouse button
Yeah.
and dragging. Reverse, white's black, black's white.
That's freaky.
And this is rotation. This just, if we had it rotated incorrectly.
So actually, the way I did that with his little head on the T was correct.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to move on to, this is FCR image processing. This is where you can actually change. You don't want to do anything with these. These are average gradient and other algorithm changes. Don't even mess with this. But the only one you're ever going to work with here is the S number. So when you window level, it's kind of the same as window leveling an image, but when you window level, it doesn't stick. When you come back, it's always going to come up to this. This can actually permanently change the way the image looks. So
Okay.
we are kind of right in the center, so I really don't need to do a whole lot. But let's just take it down to 66. And then if I refresh it, it'll show what it's going to look like at 66.
Okay.
See how white that is?
Right.
Let's take it up to 938. That looks pretty good.
That's not bad.
So if an image is underexposed, you're going to have a high S number. If your image is overexposed, you're going to have a low S number.
Okay.
And all that's on this paper here you can look at.
Okay.
S numbers are a way to kind of keep a tech honest. With film, you would shoot and it was either too dark if it was overexposed, it was too light if it was underexposed. With digital, it's a little more tricky. You can overexpose pretty drastically and still bring the image back to look real good.
Okay.
So that's why they came up with sensitivity numbers, so that people who are overseeing the text can, not here you can manipulate it, but
Right.
but they can tell what the sensitivity number is based
Okay.
on, whether they messed with it or not.
Okay.
Okay. And this you shouldn't have to use very often. That image wasn't great when it came out, but
Right.
if you start using our technique chart and we get this calibrated up, they should come out
It should
pretty
be.
close.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I mean,
shouldn't-
that really needs that. I think that's
Yeah.
going to help to have that calibrated.
You should rarely have to come in here and even adjust this.
Okay. But
No.
if you do.
If you do, it's in FCR image processing,
Okay.
which is right here.
Okay.
Because if you call me and say you're having image quality problems, the first thing I'm probably going to ask you is, well, what are your S numbers on the app image you're having problems with? And that'll
Okay.
give me a clue as to what's going on. These are presets, and it's just a preset algorithm. It'll reprocess the image under these. And somebody somewhere uses this. This is something you're probably not going to get too
Right.
crazy with.
Right.
So you can see how it's changing it.
Right.
It's just a different way to view the image.
Okay.
Reset is a good one because that's going to take you back to
That.
the original
Okay.
format. Everything's going to revert. So if you get lost, because you can actually get these things,
Crazy.
you can actually get it down to the point where you can't even tell that you have an image.
Yeah.
And you can kind of get lost and be like, oh, where am I?
Right.
So this is kind of like the lifeboat button.
Okay.
Okay. This is just layout for how many windows you'd like to see. So if we had more images, we could draw them out and put them side by side.
Cool. All right.
And you can select as many or as few as you want here. We'll just go back to one. Thumbnail display, just turns on thumbnail display down here.
Okay.
Key image is simplified print, stuff you're never going to use. I'm not even going to go into it.
Okay.
That's just our first tab. Here's our second tab.
Oh my.
Measurement functions.
Okay.
You can make an arrow, you can make an ellipse, and a true circle.
And these are just tools to
Just tools, yep.
explain what the image is, and like if you're showing it to the client or
If you were going to email it maybe and you wanted to point out a certain...
You could put a circle around something and draw an arrow pointing to it, or again, all this stuff, someone somewhere uses these for some kind of procedure.
Yeah.
That's why I don't get too crazy about going into them, but they're all there for you if you want to use them. This one you might use, this is text. You can actually type right on the image if you wanted to send a note to, whoops, not 6 text. And it'll be there. Like if
Okay.
you wanted to know, doctor, look at this right here and put an arrow.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or you can type outside the image if you want to notate some kind of, notes, condition on something you saw or whatever. You can
Okay.
do that. Markers. You have all of these. So you would just click on the left. I don't know where the left is, but oops, selection. And now it's got that point, so now wherever I place it is where it's going to come out.
Okay.
To get rid of an annotation, when I
Yeah.
click on it and it gets these 4 dots, then I right click, delete.
Okay.
I believe you can delete all. Yeah, you can delete. I just right click.
Right click on the.
Gives you
okay.
this menu, which actually is most of these tools that are up here. If
Okay.
you prefer using a right click, you can use this.
Okay.
Because there you see there's panning and
Yes,
magnifier,
yes,
change
yes.
gradation. Some people are just more inclined rather than going up and clicking a button. So I can delete them all. That's going to clear the whole image back.
Okay.
line segment. Simplified cardiothoracic ratio. I don't even know what that is. Maybe you guys do. It might be something you use.
That has to do with measuring the heart.
I don't know how that works, but you draw a line and measure something on the spine, I believe, and then
What you do is you, and it's not for this view, it's for a lateral view. And
Okay.
what you do is you draw you measure the heart from one point to another, and then you count the vertebral spaces or the rib spaces or something like that, and then there's a formula, and then you come up with
right.
if the heart's enlarged or not. Yeah.
so if you had the correct view up here and you click this, you could figure out, like, you probably measure the heart
We do it
first.
with a ruler now,
That.
on the film.
Film,
Yeah, we do it with a
Here.
ruler, and that's it right there. There's a formula right there on the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
The more you use this,
Yeah,
it's
the
really
better
cool.
you're gonna get,
Yeah. That's great.
to be honest.
Like I said, like I said many times before, there's only certain things you're going to use religiously, and the rest of this stuff's just kind of sit here. But we're just going through it all, so you.
I think they'll use that because they use that a lot. I think they'll. Very cool. We should. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to move to the next tab,
Okay.
the Modify Study tab. Here you can change the menu if you wanted to change it to a different menu. Kind of the same thing we were doing out on the acquisition. This is marked for misexposure, and if you were keeping retake analysis in the medical field, some states require you to do that.
Okay.
I don't know that they do anywhere in veterinary, so you can pretty
Right.
much ignore that.
Right.
This is an important one. Someone asked about this earlier. If you wanted to add an image, like we had talked, say the doctor looked at this image and said, do it again, it's not good.
Yes.
We'd already kind of closed out of that study. So what you would need to do is go here to additional exposures,
Okay.
click on that. It's going to pop you back into here.
Okay.
And what did you do before?
So I did a VD,
Canine.
Oh yeah, canine. This one?
I did thorax. That's not there. So VD thorax.
Okay, so we're going to take that one over again. You're going to say finish, and this is where some people get confused. Nothing happens. It went away.
Right.
What you need to do is go out of this image viewer. Well, first we have to not save the changes we made to this
Right.
thing. You'll notice this one is yellow again.
Okay, so that's still.
That's where everybody forgets, because they forget they have to come back out here to this work list. But you double click your fuzzy,
Yeah.
and it pumps us back, and we're ready to do that next one. So just
Okay.
remember, when you hit the modify study and pick your view, you have to come back out to the work list to reopen the study. It won't
Okay.
automatically reopen for you. That's what people are expecting, this to just open up, but it doesn't. You have to come back out here. Not a big deal, but it's just going to be confusing.
Yep.
So we're not going to take that, so I'm just going to complete it. And again, it's going to tell me these menus are going to be exposed or deleted. And I'll go back into the image viewer.
Okay.
And we were here. So that's the most important one on this page. Exchange images, again, you can exchange with a different view if you'd like. We only have one here, so it's
Okay.
not going to really work
Yep.
for us. There's your NAS, which is this little box over here. You don't have any other output destination set up, so that's nothing you're ever going to use.
Okay.
You can modify the patient information here again.
Okay.
A lot of it's redundant. You can do masking. I don't like that though. We want to use this one. So you can mask out all that extra.
Mm-hmm.
What
Okay.
if you wanted to go back to the original picture? After you masked?
Well, I can delete it. And it will probably ask me.
Okay.
Okay, so
it's back.
so you're deleting the application that you did.
Right,
And it
right.
will go back to the original
Right,
image.
but when I go out of this, it's probably going to ask me again, yeah, see, I made that change, so it wants to know if I want to save that or not. If I click save, it'll stay that way.
Not save it, it'll go back.
Not save, it's
Okay.
just going to go back, right?
Okay.
And these are all just different shapes.
Okay.
These polygonal ones will actually let you draw like a 5-sided. You could make this weird, funky. You can even do like a free drawing one where you can draw like a big circle. You know, it's kind of like,
So you can circle your splenic tumors
yeah,
and such.
yeah. And that'll let you edit it there, and after you come back, you can edit it. Again, something you're probably not going to use a whole lot,
Right.
but it's there.
Okay.
The other tab, let's see what's in other.
He's what Tom is.
Setting display you won't use, overlay, this will just tells you what's on this. This is what they call the overlay here. And you can turn this stuff off and on. I'm sorry. So like I can turn the attribute info off and it turns, see there's nothing on here identifying the image anymore.
Okay.
Turn that back on. And it comes back. So you got your EI number. EI number is another version of the S number. Carestream and other CRs always used EI. Fuji was the only one that used S, and now they're mandating that everyone have the same way of measuring. So now Fuji has an EI number, but
Okay.
we still use the S number for what we evaluate with in
Okay.
Fuji. Okay. Yeah, and this is all stuff we don't have on there, so
Okay.
you're not going to see it. This is the free drawing, and when you click on that, you get this little palette up here.
Mm-hmm.
You can change to these different size
Line
pencil
widths,
points.
yep.
You have this choice of colors, so you can.
Yeah, stuff you probably aren't going to use.
You can isn't it cool though?
Yeah, it is cool. Yeah,
It is
but
cool. You
It's
could
like, you know,
Smiley faces
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, and then this erases it right there.
yeah,
This camera will actually take do a print screen or take a screenshot of the image.
Okay.
With your fancy drawings on
Okay.
there, so you can take it home and look at it at
Okay.
night. Be proud. I haven't really talked about image cart and study summary yet, but this button here, all it does is put the image in the image cart for you, like that.
Yeah.
Which all you have to do is do that. So it's just
So you can drag it down there just
again,
easy,
some
right?
doctor probably said somewhere, I don't like that I have to drag this down. I just want to click. So they added this
Oh
button for
my.
him. You know.
Always two ways to do something on a computer. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Thumbnail.
Usually more
Yeah,
than-
that's
Yeah, was that?
usually
transmitting
more
Yeah,
than-
thumbnails to an
integrated.
integrated system. These are just preset algorithms that'll reprocess the image. Reprocess the image. There, I chose. I think it was neck soft tissue. I'll do neck flipped. See, that just inverted it. It's just a quick thing rather than playing around with window level.
Okay.
And if you find one in there you really like or something, you can use it, regularly. This is just showing the DICOM header. These are what we call DICOM tags here. Each one of these sets of numbers references a different. Well, you scare me.
This is what I.
Oh, you don't like DICOM tags. Again, probably not something you're going to be too concerned with, but each one of these references these different things, and every DICOM image has a set of tags, and like this is a tag, this is a tag, this is a tag. It's already preset
okay.
for you.
Okay.